get into an interesting activity. My favorite activity in Buddha Siva, like how we are reaching out to youngsters. We'll have an interesting discussion on that. Okay, I would like to call upon Neha Sharma ma'am right now. So she is a certified soft skills trainer and meditation coach with Buddha Siva Quantum Foundation. Currently, she is a content strategist at B Supermind. So please take over as a moderator, ma'am, for this session. Next, I would like to call upon Chandramouli, a product and payments technology leader with 5+ years of experience, skilled in product implementation and digital platform optimization. So currently working as a product manager at Quantum Coherence Technologies. He's also a trained professional from IIM. Next, I would like to call upon Jagdish sir, retired professor from IIM Bangalore with 30 years of teaching experience, later founding director of Asian School of Business, Trivandrum. Now visiting faculty at multiple business schools, teaching quantitative methods, information systems, and business communication. Next, would like to call upon Reshma Kaushik, former IT professional from Infosys and content lead at Buddha Siva Quantum Foundation. Next, would like to call upon Kiranmai ma'am, Dr. Kiranmai Talasila, financial strategist and community leader from United States of America, Iowa. She's working on introducing curriculum to middle and high school students over there. So please, Neha ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Pradeep sir, and very good afternoon once again, everyone. Thank you to all the panelists for being here. So I'm smiling because when I started meditation, I always talk about it because I can't stop talking about it. It was on a complete reluctance. I thought it is meant for old people and definitely not for me. And journey from, it is for retired people to today when I'm taking meditation classes as a part of Project Inner Edge that we just spoke about. I just smile and thinking about like what I used to think and where I am today. Through this project Inner Edge, we have reached around more than 75,000 youth, young professionals, aspiring leaders, and conducted more than 916 sessions. So, yeah. So I have to stop myself from talking, and it's better I pass it on to my panelists here. And we begin with Professor Jagdish sir. Sir has had a great experience in teaching profession, teaching to the top management schools of the country. Sir, what brings you here? I see you every time, everywhere, in every program. What brings you here? Like, you're there everywhere, every GCML, trying to be there at every RCML. What drives that energy, sir?
First of all, what brought me here is because you called me. I was just talking to somebody outside and saying, I'm not just an advocate of meditation, but I've become an evangelist of meditation. I hope you understand what that meant. It's a very long story that I've been through. I don't want to discuss it here now, because of which I have been greatly benefited by meditation. And I believed, ultimately, I've seen, like you said, several young people, also old people, and discovered it's the mind that gives you all the power. In fact, if you give me a moment to say, I use the word youth empowerment or empower. So, what is empowerment? What is youth? And why empowerment of youth? The point is just this. I start with the second one, and it's already been discussed, youth, the kind of responsibilities they seem to have, because every speaker, particularly older people like me, when we address young, I say, the future of the world is in your hands. Poor guys. Putting them a lot of responsibility. So what do we mean by saying future in the world is in your hands? In what way have we told? What does it mean? And how are they supposed to handle that future? As if we have handled the future very well. Because the whole kind of what is the paradigm the youngsters have come through is very different from the paradigm that we have been through, and from the middle. I'm much older. Many of your parents were not born when I graduated. So what are these? For my classmates graduated, for whom I conduct meditation sessions 4 days a week, 4 sessions a week. So not only youth, I'm trying to inspire my own classmates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a very powerful point. We always talk about, your future is in your hands to the youth, but how do we enable that? So meditation serves as a conduit, empowering them to take that step forward. Thank you so much, sir. Molly, sir, so you started meditating at the age of 8. When, I don't know, like most of the children are still, how meditation helped you there? Like, how do you see your childhood being a meditator at such a young age, being brought up in a family of meditators? How it helped you to go through that period when, a lot of things going on in youth mind, a lot of questions, lack of clarity. How meditation helped you during the entire time, and how do you look at it now?
A very good afternoon to all the esteemed guests, my panelists, and ma'am. Thank you for the question. I've been hearing in the previous panel discussion when Radhika ma'am said she had a before and after meditation. For me, it was always before and before, because I don't remember anything before the age of 8, before I started doing meditation. One thing that defined my childhood was that my friends were not able to connect with me because I was always happy. So that was one very big change. So when I look back at it, I'm very fortunate that I've been brought up in a family where meditation is everything. So every small thing from my from eating food habits, meditating daily when we go to an interview, to go to school, we do a group meditation session before going to a school. It was tedious back then. We were like, please, I'm like getting late to school. But now when I look back at it, I understand why my parents did it. And I can only tell you one small thing, very honestly, that even Alekia ji also told the same thing, that I never known stress, which is what the current generation is going through. So that is one big takeaway for me in meditation.
I'm telling you, this is the Brahmastra that he has if he doesn't know what stress is or what stress was. So, we say a child's brain is like a blank paper. So his brain was inscribed with the right programming. So he need not to reprogram his mind, I think. It was already programmed very well right from the childhood. Thank you, sir. You too started at a young age, meditation, right? Again, the same question. When most of the people would brush it aside, like my thought process was initially, what made you to come into the practice and stay here? And now you're doing such a phenomenal work in terms of spreading meditation as well.
Thank you, Neha. Hi, everyone. This is Reshma, volunteer at Budha Sevo. So, like Neha ma'am told, I used to think that meditation is only for old people and when you retire you can do. But when all those challenges came in my life, after trying all those methods, when going to psychiatrist or talking to anyone didn't help me. But when I came into meditation, after getting to know this knowledge, basically all my challenges, whatever I had in my life, made me to forcibly come to the meditation and try. When nothing worked, why not I try this meditation? So when I tried the first 40 days of meditating, within the 15th day itself, when I had my back pain, I healed my back pain and I became calm. So back then I had the challenges with myself. I didn't have clarity. I was working in an IT firm, getting paid well, but not satisfied in what I had in my life. And I got married, and mingling with the people around in the family was very hard for me. So coming into the meditation, calming myself and getting energized myself, I felt that having a great relationship, having a harmony at the home. So that is, my challenges made me to come into meditation, and just by changing myself, I could see things around me changing. Till then, I always used to feel that, okay, because of them, I have problems in my life. Okay, because of my in-laws, that I'm having all my challenges. But after knowing that mirror concepts from Chandra sir, every person around you is mirror of yourself. If you think they're gonna tell something, they're gonna do something to you, if you are in that vibration, you always attract those situations in life. Okay, when I understood that concept, okay, why not I change my perspective of thinking? Okay, out of 10 situations, maybe in 2 situations the person might not be aligned with you, right? So why don't you keep attention on where 8 things is going well with that person? So I started thinking that positive things about that person, and I saw that amazing changes around me at home. Trust me, I am the biggest example for relationships, health. I've seen all benefits because of meditation.
She's the true exemplification for holistic well-being she has spoken about, and that was a beautiful coercion going into meditation. Everybody feels when some challenges are there, then we enter meditation, but it's a beautiful coercion for the change to bring in. Kiranmay ma'am, so you have a daughter who's a youngster. So from a mother's perspective, how meditation is helping you there in terms of understanding, a lot of tips happen between parents, children, and a lot of things come up. How are you handling that? How meditation is enabling you in being, being in this?
Thank you, Neha, and thank you, the panel and the audience. Thank you, Chandra sir, for having me here. So my journey into meditation just happened by chance, I would say, because for me, meditation, yoga, these are all used to be like fancy words, like, that elite people do. That's how I used to perceive. Until one day, like somebody introduced that to me. And the first 40-day session I did was probably the second session that Chandra sir did once he started the Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. Within one week, I was falling asleep and I felt I was wasting my time. So I quit and I didn't do it. But then in 2022, I just felt that if I cannot do something for myself, and if there is one more stress that is going to come into my life, I don't know if I would be able to handle. It just felt I was in the middle of the ocean and I was looking for something to hold on to and get to outside. So that's how the feeling was, and I started, and I think like I was seeking for something, and it was there right in front of me, but it came to me 2 years before, but I didn't recognize it. So when I started the meditation, it really helped me. That was about the time my daughter was like 16 at that time, and we would meditate, and both of us were learning, like both of us were trying to do it, and so she would listen, and at that point in the time. But later on, things got a little more stressful, at which time she didn't want to do anymore. So she just quit, and there was so much going on. She was depressed for many reasons that were going around her, and as a mother and raising her in United States, it's like she's more like that cultural barriers, like in that age, like a lot of things that she was handling, she was not able to figure out like who she is, what she wants, what her identity is, and all of that. So it was very, very stressful, and I didn't know what to do, and she was getting into that extreme anger, and she's not that, but I was just being patient with her. And everybody around me, including my own parents, used to judge me because the way things were going back then. But because of the meditation, I started to let go. I started to give her the space. I was afraid when things were going like that. I was afraid something would happen to her. So it was almost like I was protecting her like in a glass, like in a cage, and then that bird or like whatever that animal is growing in the cage, it overgrows and it's trying to push and break that cage. And that means like it is breaking, she's breaking me, and that is the amount of the pain and the hurt that I was going through. But I didn't know. I could understand her pain, but I didn't know what else to do to protect her in the given situations. So all I knew was like it was coming not from the space of her anger towards me, it is from the space of her own challenges and that we both didn't know how to navigate. So meditation helped me to give her the space and to focus on just myself and just be compassionate with her, not be mad at her, even though it hurt me in that moment. Like thinking back, like even now it hurts sometimes when I think, but I still know that she is the wonderful kid that I have. She's very, very compassionate, and today she is doing psychology and she's in second year in college, and she is able to draw the boundaries. She's more appreciative of the way I have raised her. Now she reflects back and she says like, Mom, there was nobody else like around my friends. Back then I didn't know, but like now I know like the way you raised me. I'm so much appreciative because you always allowed me to be who I am. And yeah, like in one of those moments, if I may extend this, is when I actually because she stopped meditating. So I felt, I wish I knew this like little bit more when earlier, when she was more younger. So she and I would have figured this out much earlier, right? So she wouldn't have quit. She would have taken the toll. So today, 4 years and now 20, she is still not practicing meditation. She's doing her psychology, but I know she will one day.
Among so many things that you said, one thing is allowing her to be herself. Allowing somebody to be herself, and this is what mostly we speak about when Chandra sir talks about, no interference, no judgment, no complaints. Such lot of wisdom along with meditation. Like Patriji says, meditation and wisdom are like wings of a bird to fly. Both the wings are needed. So my next question to all the panelists here is, one wisdom that they try to implement in their lives, which you try to implement in our lives. It is okay in whatever phase we are in the learning stage, we are in the doing stage, or we are in the being stage. We are making an effort to implement that thing in our life. May it be from the sessions or from any of the books that we have read. We would love to hear that from you. And I think we would start with Jagdish sir. I know sir is an avid reader. So over to you, sir.
The answer actually very simple for me. It's just that, of course, it can also be to my age. Learn to be. That's it. And every reading, whether philosophy, which is one, and literature have been my favorite thing, and then of course spiritual reading, has taught me only just one thing: be. That's it. You're at the moment, you're be. I don't know how to explain that. Just be, and that's what I've been. Thank you.
For me, the lesson would be, like I said, meditation works, manifestation works. Don't stop dreaming. Achieve what you want because it is possible in this lifetime. So we'll be able to do that. The only thing is don't stop trying. So that is the lesson that I take from meditation.
Thank you so much, sir. Reshma, we would love to hear from you as well.
It's very hard to point out one because based on situation, that wisdom always pops up for me in multiple situations. But being open to possibilities, if we want something in our life, I think it can happen through multiple ways. Like it's not like if you want some house and you don't have to actually really construct and you get it. Someone might gift you. Anything could be. In my experience, I grew up in a joint family, where I've seen my parents doing service a lot. Service in the sense it's being kind to people around you, being the way they treat the workers or the employees at the business. All those things I grew up. So service was always in me. I mean, I found joy in giving always. So I wanted to do medicine so that I could reach many people and I mean freely I can offer them service, because I have seen the workers at my home or somewhere, they were hard to pay their bills. Then it was very hard for me to do the science thing. Then later, once I joined my corporate life, when I was not so happy, then I thought I should see civil services so I can reach many people in that perspective. But that also didn't work for me. Then because of my challenges in my life, I came into meditation. So I've seen this enormous benefit. It benefits everyone, from students to elders. Anyone can benefit in any part of their life. So I thought this is the best service I can give to anyone, right? So if I give medicine, money, anything, if that is done, then again they are back to their starting point. So if we give meditation, I think they'll be independent and they can serve. So in the same way, if you're aiming for something in your life, you should be open. It can happen in any way, anytime. They should not. Chandra sir always tells that there should be time limit for your goal. It can happen now or next lifetime. You never know. You should just believe and be open for it. That is my biggest takeaway.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh boy, for me, just like for Reshma, I cannot pinpoint at one thing. Now I'm more fearless, I would say, whereas I used to be very fearful. Now I'm sitting on stage where the cameras are going live, and where one day my friend knows that I would not even talk to her. And many more, right? To be more calm, to be more coherent. No matter what the stressful situation is, in the past, my voice used to be very extremely loud. Now, no matter how angry I am, it is in a very hard, coherent kind of a state. So the opposite person also can feel the tonality may change, but the loudness, the sound, it has completely come down. So it is making me more peaceful. And no matter what is going on, the stress, this is how it would be. And most importantly, it has given the community of people around me, very positive and vibrant. And I feel I'm attracting more positive people in my life, because now I am not at all finding any negative people around me. I would say, that dishti that we call, I'm not finding that. And health, it has given me a lot of the situations where my physical health got better, so yeah, it's more holistic, I would say. And most importantly, being a medical student, coming from having a formal degree from medical school, having to get into that with a very, very good rank, and still not practicing, I was always questioning myself, what is my purpose in my life? Because I used to think, if I were to not practice medicine, then why did I have to study? And if I did study, why did I have to get into medical school with such a great entry-level rank? Because I think I was 40th ranker in the MSET, and also a state level biology ranked person. So I used to question, why did I have to study? If I were to not practice, there must be a reason. So what is that reason? Just show me that reason and help me understand that. But it took me almost 18 years or 20 years to find a mentor in form of Chandra sir, through this meditation, through this awesome tool. And in one such meditative experiences is where I was able to find that purpose. And then once I found that purpose, there was no looking back. Because in the past, anything that I was doing was for my daughter. So she would be the reason. Then when she crashed, I crashed. Now there is nothing to look after, right? So many of the parents, we would relate to it. Now, like even if she would crash, I'm able to continue because my purpose now is much bigger than my daughter, and my purpose now is much bigger than my parents. So now I see them as my responsibilities rather than me having to completely tie down to themselves. So when I'm starting to see them as my responsibility, there is a clear-cut boundary. So I started being able to establish those clear boundaries, which is helping me a lot. So boundaries and community of people, and these are the two big things for me, I would say.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that. Honestly, when we are here talking about the benefits that meditation gave us and the enjoyment that service gives us, we go into a complete no time, no space zone. And I would love to continue this discussion forward. However, being mindful of the time.
Just emphasize the fact that we are right now talking about the inner age. And if you look at all the experiences that we had, don't you think we should pass on this experience to the younger people? And that's what all I want to say. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I would like to call upon Sujata madam to briefly share the impact that she is creating in Andhra Pradesh through her work through the Inner Age program.
Namaste everyone. Sir, namaste. And my heartfelt gratitude to Patri sir and my parents, because of whom I am on this platform. Since 8 years, you might have seen, I took up the project of rural education. Mainly I'm focusing on younger generation. Yatha Raja Tada Praja. The child is always divine. Now you have seen, sir said one thing. If I want to sum up that, what I noticed when I am seeing the rural or urban students, the common thing is only one thing. They are divine, but their exposure, that is the main reason. And everybody, we speak so many good things in all these discussions. But what I have seen in my life, what I have observed is, everybody is good when everything is good. Everybody is good in everything, in every fine situation. But the sudden situation, the spontaneity is very important. That is where this meditation works. That is where this meditation works. So from the bottom rock, I'm focusing, and our team, all of us, we are focusing. And as I'm doing, I think I have to feel very, very thankful to Patri sir. In PMC Telugu channel, first time ever, youth empowerment program, he has given that responsibility, and I learned so many things when I did that program. When I'm interacting with the rural schools, they all are KGB, social welfare. I never give my number because every day I count as one. I begin from zero. And I think this is the first time I'm going. When I address those students, when I see the parents and teachers, the common thing is, one child asked me, the 5th class and 10th class child, same question they asked. Everybody wants us to be focused, concentrate, but how to concentrate? As you said, the future generation, we use the term very fancily, but equip the future generation. See, I focus on 4 things. When I guide anybody, those who are going to school, don't think you are teaching them. Be ready to learn from them. That is what I follow in my life. So I learned from Chandra sir's, the quantum science, as Prashant Agarwal sir said, I'm not much into, though I'm a science and literature student, I'm not much into that scientific attitude. I'm much into that miraculous attitude. That I might be connected to that, but how I have to connect the children? When I say they are very adamant, rural areas, so far we have done since 8 years, every day my day begins with the student session, 5 to 5:45, I take a session for the students, those who are for social welfare and KGB. 365 days session it is. 365 days session. Those who ever attend, they attend. But in that, more meditation, and one rule to implement that day. So we are following it that way. When I go to schools, children, they said, we don't have confidence. We don't how to focus and how to take responsibility. You need not really impose anything on them. Even primary school children, when you give it the way it is going to reach them, it helps them to take it. They are ready to take. But are we ready to give them in the way they are interested? Do you agree with me whatever I am saying? Inner Edge program, we are working on that. It is not that what we know, but how we have to reach everyone. Our language, and mostly gratitude and humbleness and learning capability and living in present. I respect sir. I always see whenever I take session for youth or any book club, the first one I see, sir, he ons the he just his video will be on and he will be listening and noting down. I learned from you, sir, so many things. And Karthikeyan sir, 40 days session, many times he repeated what Chandra sir said. See, where are we? And Patri sir, when he comes to my center, where I'm working in a holistic area, when we are taking, first I take sessions to not to students, to the teachers and principals. I make it very clear, because if the teacher and parent and the principal, if they respect this, our work will be half done. And we follow it up with every day, all the schools, continuously we monitor, we follow it up. And we provide books for them. And we introduce nature to them. We give plants, that too fruit plants, so that they learn so many things, unconditional giving. And we introduce gratitude jar. So gratitude jar, not to make them understand what is gratitude. We say the word gratitude, but are we feeling it? The moment we feel, we respect soil, we respect air. You need not conserve nature. Don't spoil the nature. One child gave this quote when I gave him one plant and one book. See, he's a 7th standard. So knowledge is boundless. Only thing, we have to transform the knowledge into wisdom, and we have to make them feel we are part of this society. So we have to be in our natural flow. And that is what our Inner Edge program, mainly we are doing pilot program. And we really, thanks to Chandra sir and the entire team, they've given lot of like structural and technological things. But apart from that, physically when I'm visiting, I've noticed so many areas, and that's what I want to tell. In sudden situation, are we really making them in that? She told very nicely. It is not one mother story. It is so many mother stories. But are we compassionate? Khalil Gibran, he says, children are not our property. They came through us. You have to encourage them to explore and teach them appreciation, acknowledgement and respect. This is what our Inner Edge program. And really, when we are doing that medical colleges and KGBs and engineering colleges, so many times I have learned so many things from students. The basic thing is how we can do the best thing for others. This is what they never ask how it benefits us. They ask how we can contribute. Can I give her 10 rupees to a book? See, it is not the richness or the poorness. It is the heart. When you work like a mother, every individual in universe first must work for Inner Edge. Everybody must adopt one school, one primary school, or go regularly and take your time, learn and go. Because the latest updates, we have to be aware of the latest updates. We know the foundation is very strong, but to that you need to add what is to be rightful situation. See, in our days there is no media, there is no Facebook, there is no Instagram. Now we are sitting, we don't have anything. But children, within one phone call, one YouTube channel, they get all the information. But teach them how to be close to nature and elders. And books. Reading, not mere reading, how it can be implemented. So in the schools, when we do this, we have seen the real change. So thank you once again. I wish everybody, those who are here, not only here also, adopt one school or one college and give your spiritual energies to them and equip them to face the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sujata Madam. Amazing work that she does year on year on year. There are so many PSM warriors. This is an example project that she's doing in Vizag, and then so many projects of this nature are going on in Pyramid Society's movement. Patriji himself traveled to over 60,000 villages just by himself in teaching meditation in every rural area, every village across India. And then there are so many masters are there. And then Sujata Madam has been consistently doing for the last 7 years this project, touching hundreds of schools. And we keep going back again and again. So thank you. Project Inner Edge is to scale through coaches, through technology that is talked about. So the technology helps you to replicate consistently. And the technology helps us to learn whether you have access to teacher or not. Right? And so this is how we look to take it forward significantly. So thank you all. Of course, we always welcome partnerships. And then, as you said, every school, college must take this. We'll talk more about this in the conference on Sunday. Sunday afternoon, there is a panel, which is PMC Hindi is doing an amazing job in a project called Yuva Jagrati in Hindi. And so these projects will be spoken. And we have Nakul Agarwalji is also teaching in the Pune area for meditation to 0 to 8th grade students, right? So we'll talk all of this on Sunday afternoon, and let's felicitate them. And then at this point, we'll be doing a beautiful live music meditation. We have Mitsuji and Abhishek Avadhani will do such nicely handpan and then singing.
Can I quickly have Harish Joshi sir and Neena Jain ma'am on the stage for felicitation?
All the sessions were beautiful. I sat through, I didn't get up. I didn't look at the mobile. It was ringing once in a way. Very powerful, this is apart from teaching by the masters, life's experiences are very important. Very life transforming experiences. What else you want? Very convincing. So beneficial. So let us spread this wellness to as many others as possible. Thank you very much.